Alright, so if y'all have kept up with the past few videos about the monovalve on the Mercedes, you will have seen that I bought one of these MTC, there's the part number, monovalves. I bought it on Amazon, and Amazon customer service has been great. They have warrantied one of them, and I guess they're about to warranty another one because I replaced the first one. Lasted about a day. I guess it lasted about a day. I may have just gotten lucky and it worked. The second one didn't even work the next day. So yeah, we're not having any luck with these things. And what I've determined is that it's not my theory is that it's not the diaphragm that's failing. It's this, like I showed in one of the first videos where I did this, the weight, and I've taken this one apart, the weight of this part, the magnetic part of it, is less, it's quite a bit less on this one, and I don't think the magnet, the electromagnet, is strong enough to always retract it or to, push it out. So I had an idea. This one is the MTC, and I took it apart. So when you take it apart, you end up with this diaphragm piece, and I've looked all over this diaphragm, and the only part I see in it that really doesn't look that great is right there. You see where it's crimped, or where they drill that hole? You can see that on both sides. And so that's really the only spot that doesn't look great on it. I think I pointed out when I pulled this one off, I was like, oh yeah, it's failed. There shouldn't be water on this side. Well, it looks like there is supposed to be, because that hole is right there, and that hole goes through to this side. So it does look like it allows water to get inside of here. And I guess what happens though is when it completely fails, it's too much water and the pressure pushes it down. That's my theory. So, like I said, we've got two monovalves here. These are both the Mercedes-Benz ones. They're nice and hefty. And then we've got this one I've taken apart. And what I'm going to show y'all is I had an idea of taking this portion of the MTC and attaching it to the Mercedes-Benz valve. So what we're going to do, we'll peel this off. It comes right off. And then I'll show y'all how to get these things apart. And the MTC is the same way. I'd already taken it apart. You need a little pick or something. You've got a little C-clip here, and don't lose it. I'm going to take this so that I don't lose it. Put it in this bag. That's got my old parts in it. And so now it's got a little spacer. Spacer comes off. And then this portion comes off. So now we've got this and this. And like I said, that's interesting too. So that's all the way in. If you look, this one's quite a bit longer. See that? Where the notch is. You can see it's about 1/8 of an inch longer. I don't know if that makes a difference, if it's not sealing all the way. Who knows? But hopefully this one will extend far enough. So I peeled this one off. There was a little bit of glue. It still held, or it still peeled off pretty easily, even though there's some glue on it, off the MTC one. What we're going to do is I've kind of dried the coolant off of this one. I'm going to go ahead and put just a dab of black silicone right there where that little spot is on the top and bottom side, just to, in case it looks like, to me, if it was going to fail, it was going to fail at that portion. Like I said, I think that's supposed to be there, so I don't think it's a defect. I think it's just you know, that's where that hole's drilled, and it's going to be like that on all of them. So we're just going to take just a dab. Dab will do you. And I'm just going to put that right in there. Sorry, y'all are right there. And then I do the same thing for the top side. I think that'll just help reinforce it right there. Help keep it from coming apart. Like I said, if it was going to fail at one portion, I think it would be right there. So now I think what we're going to do is I'm going to clean this up and just wipe it down with a rag. Clean this lip up here and just in here. Sling the water out. It's looking better. All right, so I'm gonna take, because that other one was glued, the Mercedes ones didn't seem like it was glued, and of course it could have just deteriorated over time. What I don't want a ton of it on the top side. So I'm gonna try to limit the amount on the top side and just put it on this edge, and then the bottom here. See, just like this. We're just gonna coat around. I want it to still be able to expand along here and not be stuck to it. So we're going to take it, like I said, smear along the bottom here. It's not going to take much. Now I'll take my finger and run along this top side. Before we put it together. So that, get a decent coating around it. I'd say it's decent. I'm gonna take So now we're going to take this part, the MTC, and we're just going to peel it. It's got a lip. We're just going to peel this around until it's on there. And I think I'll take and just run a little bit along there. We can go ahead and put this back together though. I think we'll use the spacer off the Mercedes ones. Or one. Well, maybe not, it's trying to come out. The spacing is, I guess it has a little spring tension on it to bring it all the way back. So we gotta figure out how to get that thing drawn out, put the clip on it. We use the clip off the original Mercedes one. So let's see. Let me go get some needle nose pliers. Alright, so that's gonna have to stay like that. Come on. I need to pull it up. Close. Okay, so put pressure on that. There we go. One rebuilt, genuine Mercedes-Benz monovalve. Will it hold up? I don't know. But I think what we're going to do is, let me take and just to make sure it's not going to hurt to have silicone in here. I'll make sure this thing doesn't come undone, you know. If it leaks past here, it's going to leak up into the monovalve, up where the electromagnet is. I want to make sure this doesn't come off. That's all the way around. And I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to install this tonight. I think I'm debating on, I think it's going to be better to let this thing sit up and not get installed tonight. What I'm worried about is as soon as I start tightening down on it, I'm worried this will roll over. I think it's going to be better to let the silicone set up and hold this rubber in place, keep it from rolling over. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think to make sure it stays tight against here, I might wrap some electrical tape around it. So the electrical tape will be good because it's a little bit stretchy. It's not too sticky. So it's going to let us put some tension on this. But not too much tension. You can see it's kind of just putting tension around it. See where it's digging in a little bit. So that should help keep, sorry, y'all are right above me and I can't step, having to work with my arms extended out, so extended way out. Tripod's in my way. So sorry if y'all are way over here watching. I am trying to keep y'all in frame, but it's not natural to work with my arms extended this far out. I'm gonna leave this, like I said, like this, and that'll leave some tension on this. It'll let that silicone set up, and that way when we go to install it, this rubber will be securely held in place and won't be likely to roll over. So what I'm going to do, just to keep up with parts, I'm going to assemble this one. Am I going to assemble it? No, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put the MTC part. I've got its wavy washer, spacer, and clip. You know what I could do, just to make sure I don't lose. Take and put the wavy washer and the clip back in. I mean, not the wavy washer, the clip. We'll put that together along with this. That leaves the MTC together. I'll throw it back in the box. And throw that back up on my shelf. Actually, yeah. Well, I've got one in the car I need to send back, and I'll need to either use this wavy washer or send a wavy washer back. Got a box in the car. I've got two of these here with me right now. The other one's still in the car. That's the one that the last video I was on where it failed immediately, where it immediately did not work. And so that's the one I'll be sending back for my refund, because they shipped me a new one before they got the old one back. So that one will go back, so I can, if I don't send it back, they'll charge me for a second one. So I'll send that one back, and then at this point, I guess we're done warrantying because we have disassembled. Wait, yeah. So this will go in here. I've disassembled it. I think what I'll do let's see. I think I've got some baggies here from the transmission. I don't have baggie, but I can label it. We got a monovalve cartridge, got that, and we've got this. That's all my monovalve parts, and we've got our Mercedes, or our what's left of our MTC one right there. So I will let y'all know how this turns out. I'm optimistic. Well, it's 2 days later. I installed the repaired monovalve last night, and I am cruising along at a little over 70. It shows 65, but this cluster's out of the parts car, so the speedometer's off. And about 3,000 RPMs. And I've got heat. I've got nice warm heat. I can turn the heat off. And of course it turns off. I can turn it back on and it comes right back on. Which it wouldn't before. Before it would either stop blowing at 3,000, above 2,500, or if you had the heater on full blast, it would continue working until you shut it off. It was like once that mono valve was, retract or down, engaged, it would stay. But if you let off of it, it wasn't strong enough to push through the coolant to engage again. So I can cycle it on and off. It's working perfectly right now. So we'll see. Hopefully that diaphragm will last, but definitely I think the issue with the cheap ones is there's not enough material in there for the electromagnet to engage, to engage it. And so if you've got one of these, I would recommend, your old one is a genuine Mercedes-Benz monovalve. What I would recommend is buy an MTC monovalve and install it. See if it works. If it does not work, because some people have good luck with them, some people say they work. And the other thing about trying it is, you run it for a few days, you make sure the diaphragm's not going to just immediately fail. But like I said, some people have good luck with them. Maybe my electromagnet, the coil, maybe the coil's getting weak on mine or something. You never know. And that may be why they're kind of hit and miss on people. Some people, the coils may be stronger and they work correctly. But I would install it, see if it works. If it does not work, if you can get heat kind of at idle or low RPMs, and then it goes away at high RPMs, I would take your MTC monovalve back out and carefully take the diaphragm off of it and put it on the Mercedes-Benz cartridge, and put some RTV on it to seal it, to get the diaphragm sealed on there and stuck on there, and try it out, because it works for me. And that's the route I'm going to take when this one fails. I'm going to go on eBay, buy a $13 or $14 monovalve and tear it apart for the diaphragm. So, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more.